Chapter 9, Section 8, Completing the Square. Our objective is to solve quadratic equations by completing the square. How do you complete the square? To complete the square of x squared plus bx, what you do is you add b divided by 2 quantity squared to the expression. So this will form a perfect square trinomial. So if we look at what that looks like, we start off with x squared plus 6x. Well, if we want to complete that square, we will take 6 divided by 2, which is 3, square it, and add that. So now we have a perfect square trinomial. So in example 1, what do we need to add here? We're going to take 10 divided by 2 squared, so that'll be 5 squared or 25. We need 9 divided by 2 squared, which is 4.5 squared. You can also do it as 81 over 4, and in fact, you're going to want to have it as 81 over 4. The reason being that these are both perfect squares, and you're going to need that later. In example 2, if you notice the 15 is on this side, so what we're going to do is x squared plus 14x, and we're going to actually we're going to solve, not just complete the square, but we're going to solve it. So 15, and whatever you add to one side of an equation, you have to add to the other side. So this will be b divided by 2 squared. So b divided by 2 squared. So this will be x squared plus 14x plus 7 squared is equal to 15 plus 7 squared. So when we start breaking this down, because I've already got this in squared form and it has to form a perfect square trinomial, I can write this as x plus 7 squared equal to, that'll be 15 plus 49, so 64. Okay, to complete this out, we don't want to square, we want to square root, so we are going to square root both sides. That way we get x plus 7 equals 8, plus or minus 8 actually, because we don't know which one it takes to get 64. So we will end up subtracting 7 here. So we'll end up with x is equal to 8 minus 7, which equals 1, or x is equal to negative 8 minus 7, which is negative 15. Okay, if we want to complete the square here, first we have to take the 2 over, so we get x squared minus 2x plus something. Add 2 to both sides, plus 2 plus something. Our b, so 2 over 2 squared. So we get x squared minus 2x plus 1 is equal to 2 plus 1. So we get x minus 1 squared is equal to 3. Again, square root both sides to solve. So you get x minus 1 equals square root of 3. Add 1 plus or minus 3. Add 1 to both sides. So you get x is equal to 1 plus or minus the square root of 3. And that's how you'd leave your answer. Here we have 2 answers. And we have 2 answers here too. It's just we have a square root in it. Another one. So again, negative 9 is already on the other side, so I'll rewrite this as x squared plus 10x plus something is equal to negative 9 plus something. So we get x squared plus 10x. So this will be 10 divided by 2 squared. So we get plus 5 squared. I'm just going to go ahead and make this into 25. So we get x plus 5 quantity squared. Notice up here I had that negative because the negative was there in the middle. When I broke this down into parentheses and factored it, I put the negative in the middle. So this will equal 16. Again, take the square root. We get x plus 5 equals plus or minus 4. Subtract 5 from both sides. So we get x equals negative 5 plus 4, which is negative 1. Or we get x equals negative 5 minus 4, which is negative 9. So those are our 2 answers. Take our 5 over, so we get t squared minus 8t plus something is equal to, add 5, we get 5 plus something. So this will be 8 divided by 2 squared. 8 divided by 2 squared, so we get t squared minus 8t plus 4 squared is equal to 5 plus 4 squared. So this will be t minus 4, because we have a negative here, squared will equal 16 plus 5, which is 21, square root. So we get t minus 4 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 21. Add 4 to both sides. So we get t is equal to 4 plus or minus the square root of 21. Example 3 says solving ax squared plus bx equals c by completing the square. So again, we have to take the 20 across. We get negative 2x squared plus 12x plus something is equal to 20 plus something, because I added this over. 6 divided by 2 squared, so that'll be, or 12 divided by 2, so that'll be 6 squared. This would be, I'm going to back up here because I just noticed I have a negative 2 here. That's not a perfect square. I'm not going to be able to use it in the perfect square, so I need to go back and look at this a different way first. Okay, I have that negative 2. Since it's not perfect already, I'm not going to be able to use it later. So is there any way I can get rid of it? Well, something I can do is I can go ahead and divide by 2. And since I have a negative out here, I might as well divide by negative 2 and get rid of it. Just divide everything by negative 2. That way we get x squared minus 6x plus 10 is equal to 0. So now we bring the 10 over. We get x squared minus 6x plus something is equal to negative 10 plus something. So that'll be 6 divided by 2 squared, so that'll be 3 squared, or 9. So we get x minus 3 quantity squared will equal negative 1. If you were to take the square root on both of these, you'll see the square root of negative 1. You can't take the square root of a negative number, so there's no real solution. Okay, let's do another one. Our negative 3 is over on this side already. If I look at this, I have a 3 out front, and I need to get rid of it. I need this x squared to be a 1 x squared, not anything else. So I'm going to divide everything by 3. So that way I get x squared minus 10 thirds x plus something equal to negative 1 plus something. So this will be messy. Let's see. 10 thirds divided by 2. So 1/2. We get divide by 1, divide by 2. So we get 5 over 3. So I'm going to get a, since I already did my divide by 2 over here, divide by 3 squared, so that's 25 over 9. So this will be x minus 5 thirds quantity squared is equal to, let's see, to get these together, this would have to be a negative 9 over 9 over 9, so we get 16 over 9. Take the square root on both sides, it's positive. I can do that. Both of these are perfect. That's nice. So we get x minus 5 thirds will equal plus or minus 4 thirds, because you take the square root of 16 and you take the square root of 9. So you will get x is equal to 5 thirds plus 4 thirds, or x is equal to 5 thirds minus 4 thirds. So you either get 9 thirds, which is 3, or you get 1/3. Example 4. Problem solving application. A landscaper is designing a rectangular brick patio. Well, that was just not awesome. Okay, that's better. To cover 144 square feet. Square feet tells me its area. She wants the length of the patio to be 10 feet greater than the width. So width and the length is 10 feet greater. What dimensions should she use for the patio? Round to the nearest hundredth of a foot. So to get area will be W times w plus 10 is equal to 144. So you get w squared plus 10w when you distribute that w equal to 144. We're going to go ahead and complete the square on this. We'll have w squared plus 10w plus something is equal to 144 plus something. Let's see, 10 divided by 2 squared, which will be 5 squared. So you'll get w, say 5, plus 5 squared will equal, that'll be 9, 169. Square root of both sides. You get w plus 5 is equal to 13. Subtract 5 from both sides. So you get w is equal to negative 5 plus 13. Or w is equal to negative 5 minus 13. So that'll be negative 18. Or 8. Only one of these is an actual length, and that's 8. So this will be a width of 8 and a length of 18 feet. Okay. Our homework, page 649, starts with number 18. Number 18 says complete the square, so we have x squared minus 16x plus 64, plus something. We want to complete it and put it in here. So that's 16 divided by 2, quantity squared. So we get x squared minus 16x plus 64.